to Friday Night with Jonathan Ross, and of course times are hard with the credit crunch and so on and so forth. So I've got a budget-busting tip for you to start the show. Who wants to save 17 quid? Dan Brown's latest blockbuster, sequel to the Da Vinci Code, hottest book of the year. I've read it for you. Last page. The Pope did it. There you go. Of course, it's not the Pope. I wouldn't give it away. It was the Pope's wife. There you go. The new Fab Four right there. Let's have a look. Well, we have got a packed show for you this evening. So let's start. Let's go straight into the green room, see who we have on the programme. My first guest has been on the show before, but I make no apology for that. If I could, I would have him on every week. He's a fantastic guest. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Sir David Attenborough. As always, a pleasure. Thank you. Sir David Attenborough. It's a thrill to have you back here, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Not only is Sir David's full title Sir David Attenborough, OMCHCVOCBEFRS, he was also recently given the highest honour by the Sumatran spider monkeys, who have named him King of the Swingers Jungle VIP. I believe that's correct, is it not? He's got it on his letterhead and everything. Sir David Attenborough on the show this evening. My next guest is a model and actress, probably the most famous person to come out of Litvinov in Czechoslovakia. I haven't checked that, but I think I'm on safe ground. She is Ava Herzegovina. Hello, Ava. Wow. Ava's wearing a dress so tight, I had to help her sit down. It was the highlight of my year so far. Ava's modelling career started at the age of 16. When she was out walking along the street in Prague. This is correct, isn't it, Ava, I believe? And she was approached by a man claiming to be a modelling scout. The rest is history. And yet, when I do it, the police get involved. Ava Herzegovina, we're lovely guest and good to have her here. OK. My next guest is an Australian. He's now a showbiz reporter, but above all, he's a singer. He is, of course, Peter Andre. Hey, Pete. How are you? Peter Andre. Great to have you here, Peter. Good to have you here.
You too.
All right. I know what's going on. A lot of ladies thinking, well, he's single, I might as well let her know I'm interested. It's lovely to see you, Peter. Peter was on the show a couple of years ago. I haven't seen him since. Peter, we've lost touch a bit. What have you been up to? Anything going on? Good,
Nothing much at all, actually.
Well, we'll find out when you come out. That's Peter Andre, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thrilled he's here as well. And we have, in a packed show, as I said, we also have fantastic music, as always, this week. You know, we're lucky. We have some of the best acts in the world. But I heard this guy in rehearsal earlier on. It's going to blow you away. It's an incredible track from his new album, the biggest rap star in the world, Jay-Z! Jay-Z! I've been teaching him a few new sort of like little rhymes and things. I've been like, skit and scat. Jay-Z will be performed with us later on, unless, of course, Kanye West pushes him out of the way and insists that he wants to hear Beyonce sing instead. Great to have you back, Jay-Z. And, you know, here's another thing I should tell you now. We have an extra special guest as well coming on the show. He is not here yet. I'm hoping he'll arrive in time. Don't worry, Peter. This isn't the Jeremy Kyle show. I'm not going to bring someone out for a confrontation.
Good.
I can't tell you who it is. It's a special guest coming on. We're keeping our fingers crossed that he'll make it in time. We have a camera out the front. Hopefully he'll come. We'll whiz him straight into the show before we end. Let me just check with our security guard, Will, out there. Will, any sign of him so far?
No sign yet.
You'll keep us posted. As soon as he arrives, will you contact me and you can rush him in the studio? OK, Will. Will?
Yeah.
Cheer up.
I'll try.
Okay. That's Will. He's outside waiting for our guest. Now, before we move on, let me just show you this fantastic new thing on the market. Let me show you this. This is a great new thing. And I'm hoping this works here because this is tough to get right. You connect this up to a computer here. Got my computer in, and this is the thing here. You heard of these? You've seen these, ladies and gentlemen? This is a kind of a mobile camera. There's a camera in there that feeds into your computer, and you connect it. Once it's wired up, you can be anywhere in the world on the internet, leave this in your house, and you can drive it around and have a little poke and have a spy. See, watch this. So I'll move this around here. Look at that. That's not a flattering angle, is it? Okay, so you see, you turn it around, and you can suppose, well, great product, isn't it great? So you can leave it, and you just have a look to see if anyone's in your house or people up to have a snoop around. So, here's what we thought. We've got one. I've got another of these downstairs, connected to this, out by the guests' dressing rooms. They didn't know we were doing this. Okay, here we go. Now, I'm going to steer this one to Jay-Z's dressing room. Yeah. Anything you want to tell us in advance, Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's see how this is.
Couldn't be happier.
Well, look at that.
Really appreciate
Well, then, that's what did we expect. It's business-like, it's professional, they're doing worldwide deals as we speak. Look at that. That's Jay-Z's dressing room, but if we go back here, let's see what's going on in Sir David Attenborough's room. Okay? Go on here, let's see what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me, I'll be honest with you. He always takes the piss, he always brings them along. They drink us dry. There you go, honorary, yeah! Okay, shall we get Sir David out, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get the show started properly. Will you please welcome Sir David Attenborough? Here we are, sit yourself down. So lovely to see you again. Thank you for joining us once again on the show.
Thank you very much.
You seem to be busy pretty much all the time. Do you get time off? Are you a man who enjoys a holiday? Do you go
I
in?
have a holiday all the time. I have a great time.
Where, of the places you've been to, where have been the places that have surprised you most, and where have been places where, not disappointed as such, but maybe not as thrilling?
I don't know. One of the places that is really extraordinary is the north of Queensland.
And that's in Australia?
In Australia. It's full of great things. And one tends to think that, I don't know, that the Amazon is a great place for jungles, but the northern Queensland jungle is absolutely fantastic, and very few people go there. And they've got the Great Barrier Reef when it gets too hot, and the coral reefs, just great to swim on. And so, and they're wonderful birds and extraordinary animals that you've never thought of. I mean, amazing things. Wonderful bowerbirds that do extraordinary things. Wow. No, great place.
And so, if you were given a choice of going somewhere, you know, so say you said, OK, we're going to do another big series with you now, what kind of animal would be the animal that you would want to spend your time looking for, and what kind of place would you go to? Where would you head to? Well,
one of the things I've never seen is the blue-faced, snub-nosed, golden snow monkey. Have you never seen one?
I've never seen one.
Never?
I'm not sure if it exists.
I thought it was on your show.
Is this a real animal?
No, it's a real thing.
Have you seen pictures?
Rhinopithecus roxelani is its Latin name, its scientific name, yeah.
I would not be able to pronounce that, obviously. And this is just
in
something...
southwestern China.
And you just haven't encountered it, or you haven't been there?
I've never got there. Oh. I tried a long time ago when the things between China and Britain weren't very good, and I got turned down. But it is an absolutely fabulous animal. It's got golden fur, it's got a blue face, it's got a little turn-up nose, and it's enchanting.
Maybe we could catch one and bring it back and give it to you as a gift.
Oh, no.
Like as a pet.
It should be in the jungle where it lives.
Or a hat, or a coat.
Steady on.
It's been a very busy week for you, of course. I've seen pictures of you out with Prince William this week. Well, I'm saying now, it sounds like you were spotted in Heat magazine. You were a professional function with Prince William. Yes. What was the event? What were you doing there?
A new part of the Natural History Museum in London, one of the greatest natural history museums in the world, just opened a new wing where the work of the scientists who go on the back of the scenes most of the time, where they can be seen working. It's an amazing place.
It's also one of the most beautiful buildings in London inside. The carvings and the kind of ornate work.
But this new one is amazing because it has an enormous cocoon. I mean, it's, 50 feet high and about 100, no more. It's a huge, great piece of concrete skin. And inside are all these insect specimens, where they're kept in the right temperature and the right humidity and all.
So for entomologists, it's the place to be.
Yeah, you're onto it.
Let me ask you about the new book that's coming out soon. It's called Life Stories, and this is an adaptation of the Radio 4 series, you did, if I'm correct. Some fantastic stories and fantastic pictures in there as well. I think I have it. Yeah, here it is. This is the copy they sent us. Fabulous stories, obviously things which really caught your imagination and which you care about. Let me ask you about one of the questions which I believe you get asked on a regular basis. If you could be an animal, which kind would you be?
Well, what I say in there is that I'd be a sloth hanging upside down from a tree. Yeah. No, and it just seems to be rather good existence. You just hang upside down from a tree, nothing much to do, you know, it's a bit sleepy, hummingbirds going by, you know. It's great.
What a life.
Great.
What a life.
Not too bad.
Does the sloth get much action, so to speak?
Well, do I interpret you correctly?
Yes, sir. You know me so well.
Well, I do. One of the problems, if you're a sloth, is that you can't see much. You've got very small eyes and you're half blind, really, and you can't hear much, but you can smell, you know? But so you're hanging up down in the tree, thinking about life, you know, and a lady sloth may pass you by and you weren't even aware that she was there.
Nothing.
But everything happens very slowly in the sloth's world.
I should imagine.
Every 10 days to 14 days, you think the time has come that you ought to visit the loo.
Is that really how long they get?
Yeah, that's right.
I have to go twice during a movie.
Really?
That's my age.
Yeah, but they don't do it just like that. They go to a lot of trouble. They climb all the way down the tree. It may take a day.
Wow.
Right? And they get to the bottom, which is a very dangerous thing to do because there's jaguar and things on
They want to eat a sloth.
But they go down to the bottom of the tree, and there is a great pile of poo.
Wow. Yeah. That's what they head for.
And that's where you go, because that's where everybody else goes.
So it's like a...
So you hang about there, and...
Then when you need to go, you go down.
You've got it, and you may say, oh...
You know what I fancy?
Yeah, that's right. And that's where you may meet a friend.
So they would meet their friends around the big poo pile.
Exactly.
Let me ask you, Jay-Z, Mr. Jay-Z, if you could be any animal, which animal would you be?
Lion.
Lion. Okay, lion, king of the jungle.
Oh, see? Makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Ava. No. She's off in the... Oh, there she goes. She's gone off looking for a sloth to mate with. Ava, if you could be any animal, what would you be?
A bird.
A beautiful bird of paradise?
Yeah.
A swan.
A swan. Okay, be difficult. And then, Peter Andre. Peter.
So
He's gone. He's off to the loo as well. Hold on. No. Don't jump to yes. Well, funny we weren't working, eh? But that brings me mind to a question I wanted to ask you, is how close our behaviour is to that of animals in the animal kingdom. I mean, are we predominantly the same? Are we essentially the same? Or are we very, very different?
Well, we're quite like chimpanzees, but we're very, very different from termites, you know, so you can't generalise.
But in terms of the primates that we're closest to, in terms of some of the apes and some of the monkeys out there, which of them are we the closest to? Because some of them are pretty, I mean, more advanced than people thought, I believe.
Oh, much. I mean, the more we know about monkeys and apes, the more we realise how much we share with them.
They use tools. They
do. And just to tell you how bright they are, another group of capuchins along there, they eat clams. And so they pick up these clams, but they're too tough to break. Yeah. They haven't got a stone finder. So what do? They start knocking it on a branch, you see. Now, that's not going to break the thing. But the clam inside is holding itself tight shut, you see. But the more you knock it, the more it gets tired. And after 10 minutes of knocking it, the clam says, give up, and the monkey rips it open and takes it. Yeah.
So
they're very bright.
So they've learned that behaviour, they've found that out, and they remember it.
Only one group has, actually. The other groups up there are still looking at the clams and wondering how to get at them.
Starving for a clam.
Yeah.
And do they, when they cook them up, do they use sauces? Do they prefer...
Yeah, normal stuff.
But presumably then, this is learned behaviour, and do they pass it on to their young within that group?
Yes, they do. And the interesting thing is that you see the young sitting by, sort of watching this, going on there. And if they don't learn it within a certain short period of their early life, they will never learn it. Yeah. But if they learn it early on, it's theirs forever.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
Let me ask you about some of the things that we have that, because in the book I was reading, you talk about the human voice.
Yes.
And how we've learned to sing and the noises we make and why that is so peculiar. Because birds sing, but they seem to use it in a different way. Which other things do animals do that we don't do, and what kind of generalisations do you draw from animal behaviour generally, like mating calls, that kind of thing?
Well, the interesting thing about birds and bird mating calls and so on is that Birds sing in order to attract a mate. That's a bird like a nightingale does that, for example. A lovely, complicated song.
Beautiful.
And the females go around and they think, it's not a bad song, not bad. Not a hell of a lot of trills in it, but maybe we'll go out. And they actually pick the one with the most complex song. But then on the other hand, other birds like peacocks or birds of paradise, the males develop very complicated feather ornaments, like the peacock, you know, a huge tail. And you can see the females going along and the male goes, oh, you know, and puts out its tail.
She goes, look at the tail on that. Yeah, I love it.
And that's a very simple sound. It doesn't make a song because it's backing, hoping on the tail, you see. And as they go by, you can see the female looking at it and say, not bad, not bad. And then go on to another one. Now, the really cruel thing is that a group of scientists wanted to discover whether or not this was really true, that there's an African bird called the widow bird. It has a very long black tail, the males have in the breeding season. And was it true that the females always went for the gentleman widow birds with the long tail?
Well, science, yes.
See? So what the...
You're talking science. Get your minds out of the gutter. I apologise, Sir David.
What the males did, well, that was what the scientists did, very unkind this, they took caught some of these males and they cut half the tail off of the very long ones, and they stuck it onto the tail of the ones who didn't have such a
Couldn't believe their luck.
Yeah. Exactly. And in the morning, the ones who thought they had a big tail were going by like this, and the females took no notice at all. And then the little ones with the shorter tails, who had never had much of a chance, they sat there, and suddenly they were overwhelmed by all these females.
Suddenly it was like they were in Take That.
Yes, is this one of your dreams?
Many, many times. OK, here's the thing. So David's been on a few... I thought we'd have a bit more fun this time than we normally have, because I could listen to you talk for hours, and one week I might try and arrange a tube strike so we get stuck here and I can really pick your brains. But I thought we'd do a quiz, OK? We know Sir David Attenborough knows all about animals, but how much exactly does he know about them? And if forced to choose between an animal and a celebrity, could he tell them apart? These are questions I'm sure you've all asked yourselves. OK, so I thought we would play with Sir David here, for the very first time on British television, animal or celebrity. Will you join me, Sir David? Come on over here and we'll start. See how well you do. OK. Here we go. And welcome to Friday Night with me, Jonathan Ross.
Welcome to Alan Carr, China!
You love to take your position behind the podium there. Hello, ladies. How are you? OK. Are you ready to play animal or celebrity? Well, tough, because you're not. Sir David is. Sir David, are you ready to play animal or celebrity?
Yes, sir.
OK, behind these cards here, I'm going to show you, we have a close-up picture.
Yes.
It's your job to tell us whether it's animal
Yes.
or celebrity. OK, are you ready?
Yes.
OK, here we go. First card.
Yes.
Do you think...
Honestly, Jonathan, if you want to sue them for taking that picture of you. That's not fair.
After a bath, I do look a bit like that, you're right. What do you think, Sir David? Is it animal or celebrity?
Well, I have to say that would be an animal.
You think it's an animal? Let's see if Sir David is right. Yes, it is an hippopotamus. 1 for 1. OK. You ready? Next card.
Yeah.
Is this animal or celebrity?
Could be a phare,
Look at that.
could be a lion's mane, but on the grounds that the first one was animal, I'll go that for celebrity.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Is it indeed animal or celebrity? Well done. Look at that. OK, let's see how you do with this one. Animal or celebrity? And I know what you're thinking. And it's not that, nor has it got anything to do with her what does the Iceland adverts.
Well, that's got it. No, that is animal.
You think animal?
And I would think probably a very, very distinguished animal because it's a celebrity.
Ah, you're going for an
See?
elder celebrity?
So it's a gentleman. It's a distinguished senior gentleman.
You think so? Let's have a look if you're right. You're saying it's an elder celebrity? Wow, that's incredible. All right. Final one. Animal or celebrity?
Animal.
Animal, you're saying animal. Let's have a look if Sir David is right. Yes. Wow, incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Dolly Gillens and Sir David Attenborough. What a remarkable display of animal knowledge. OK. Make sure you catch Life when it airs on the BBC in October. Sir David Attenborough, ladies and gentlemen. Fabulous. So lovely to see you again. Thank you. Now. Shall we get my next guest out, ladies and gentlemen? She is one of the original and the best supermodels, and she's still right up there reigning supreme. Some dress that's about as tight as a dress could be, and were you sewn into that, or does it zip?
I need your help again.
You do need my help getting down. OK, let me brace myself. OK, go.
Come closer, please.
Come closer. There you go. Oh, there you go. Well done.
Thanks.
If you need the fireman's lift to get out the building later on, I'm available. Is it really you can't bend and be flexible in it?
No, I can. I just wanted your attention.
Just, you see, the tricks of the trade. You had it already, don't worry. How lovely to have you here. Ava. You just come back from holiday somewhere, haven't you?
Yep.
Where have you been?
In Italy.
And this is a family holiday?
Family holiday.
Because you have a child now. How old is your baby?
I have a George that's 2 years old.
Wow, that's lovely. And you're going to have some more kids, do you know? I mean, maybe is it too soon to ask that question, or...?
I'd love to. I think I'd love to, and I think I need it because I'm so in love with him that it's, you know, it's not healthy for me, I think.
And probably not for him. If you're just giving, you know, that
As
much,
well,
you'll turn
yes.
into one of those mad mothers.
I think so.
Now, here's the thing. This is exciting. For me, anyway, and I hope for you as well. Ava Herzegovina come from the what was formerly Czechoslovakia. So being part of the Eastern Bloc, then, what was that like? Because presumably you didn't have a lot of Western influences coming your way?
It was, we were deprived from, you know, any kind of informations where, you know, I don't know, creative informations. There was no music, there was no films, there was no, none of that, where that would free your spirit in a way.
So what kind of music, if you listen to the radio, for example, or watch television, what would you see, what would you hear? What kind of music was available to you?
Well, we only had 2 channels and it would only be Czech music.
Were you aware of Western music, Western bands? You must have known there was stuff going on outside, of course, but...
I knew Barbara Streisand. She was,
well, we love Barbara Streisand.
We knew of the Queens, Beatles. Beatles were big. But
So
I think because my father was a swimmer, like official champion of Czech Republic, of ex-Czechoslovakia, so he would travel around and he did go to France and Germany, so he did bring back some LPs, is it called?
So, yeah, LPs, long
Yeah,
plays.
that's
But
it.
did he have to smuggle them back in, or was he allowed to be in them? So he used to smuggle albums back in?
Yeah.
Where do you smuggle an album? I don't know where you'd put that. A poster, I can imagine, down one trouser leg, but a 12-incher.
Luggage, I don't know.
In his luggage, fair enough. So how did you get out of Czechoslovakia? Because it wasn't easy to leave, was it?
It was not easy at all. By a chance, I was in Prague and I was walking on the street and I met a girlfriend of mine and she was like, "Oh, Ava, I'm going to this beauty contest. Please come with me." And I did not want to go. She looked just like my sister, very voluptuous, very feminine, you know, that age.
Oh, yeah.
And I was very skinny, very tomboyish-like, very sportive. And I did not want to go, but anyway, I ended up going. And there was 400 girls, and they all looked like her. And so I left. And the woman that came from Paris to organize the beauty contest, she saw me and she ran after me into the elevator and was like, "You, do you want to come to Paris?" So.
Wow. So she spotted your potential as a model?
She spotted me in the middle. I don't know how.
And did your mum and dad, were they happy you left? Because most people, they'd be a bit scared about a 16-year-old going off on her own.
My mom was not into it at all. She was like, "You're not going anywhere. You're 16 years old. I'm not going to let you out, you know, in the wild, in the wilderness." So, but my dad, the fact that he was traveling around and that he was, he had that opportunity to see the other part of the world, he was like, "Of course you're going. You know, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to try."
You said he was a champion swimmer? So presumably you and your sister, you're pretty good swimmers?
Yes.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
4 years old, he would throw me in the pool.
That's
and
nice.
say, "Swim,"
Just chuck you in the pool?
in the middle of it.
In a cold Eastern Bloc pool?
But he was very exigent. I would like, you know, the doggy style.
Yeah.
And he would have that
We have a
long
different,
stick.
I think we call it doggy paddle over here. Just so you know. It's,
That one.
I bet you were very popular when you first got to Paris.
Okay, English is still not that good.
No, it's great. It's just...
Sorry. Anyway, he would... God.
Anyway. So, the modelling, you've just been working with Naomi again and with Claudia again, this new thing for D&G. It's a different thing. It must be nice when you come back together, having been through kind of so much together. You know, it's a kind of, you've all been at the top for a long while, and all your lives have moved on, all your lives have changed. So it must be a nice feeling, I would have thought.
It is nice. I mean, we've been friends for such a long time, and now then, you know, our lives went different directions, and now again, you know, seeing each other and chatting about the kids with Claudia and exchanging contacts for the best doctor and for the best place where to go food shopping and this and that. So it's really nice.
Sure, mum stuff.
Mum stuff.
But unlike most mums, you're there posing all together, and I believe naked for that campaign. Is that why you were naked, or do you wear those little kind of fresh-coloured
bits? It was not
bits?
supposed to be part of the campaign. Everything was locked, and okay, everyone is on the set, and the first thing Mario Testino, the photographer, tells us is like, okay, everyone take your clothes off. We're like, what? That's not in the contract. But it happens. Mario is amazing, and you would take
Persuasive
it all
fella.
for him.
And is that kind of like you're all just relaxed about that? You're all pretty comfortable with that? I guess you've all seen each other's bits over the years, but I mean, it's no surprises.
No, it was, you know, I mean...
Just a regular day at the office?
It's our job. We sort of get photographed from all the angles, and with clothes, without clothes on, so it's...
What a job. Did Naomi ever throw anything at you? Naomi Campbell, she ever throw a shoe or a bag or a phone or a car or anything at you?
She's been very kind to me ever since.
Yeah, but did she ever throw anything at you, like a pen, a makeup brush, a tissue?
No.
No, OK. Me neither. OK. You know, here's the thing. The first time people, I think maybe the first time people really became aware in this country was the Wonder Bar campaign. That caused a huge smash in. That was, I think, 15 years ago now. Were you surprised at the impact that had? Because obviously we have the post demo. It was a striking image. Great idea to put Hello Boys in there as well. And you look fabulous, of course. But it really kind of put your name out there, didn't it?
I think it's the best campaign that, you know, was ever put out there. It was so smart. The whole snapshot feeling of the pictures, you know, it didn't feel like a lingerie. It looked like it's a picture taken out of a movie. And then the smart sentences attached to it that were just giving a strength to women. You know, it was not like women being victimised or being
just
the
lying,
subject.
look at me, being objectified. No, she's
Exactly.
having fun, that character who you're playing there, yeah.
Exactly.
Now, listen, do you want to play the quiz with us? Do you want to do this as well?
Yeah.
Because I did it earlier on. I think we'll do a different
Animal
version with
thing?
you. We'll do... No, we won't do animal or celebrity. We'll do animal or supermodel.
Oh.
OK? Because you've seen these girls up close.
Oh, God. OK.
Come on, Ava. Come on over with me here. There we go. Ava, oh, she's over. You go there, Ava. Here we go. All right. OK. We're going to play animal or supermodel. OK, are you ready, Ava?
Yes.
You look like you were born ready. Here we go. Here's the first one. Is this animal or supermodel?
That's my elbow.
This is your elbow. You think that's your elbow?
No.
What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Animal or supermodel?
It's a supermodel.
Supermodel. OK, let's have a look. There you go. Agnes Dean. Are you ready for number two? Let's go. Animal or supermodel? That's a tricky one, isn't it?
Is boys part of it as the supermodels?
Is it what?
Are boys part of it?
A boy's, I guess so. You think that's part of a boy? You're taking this quite seriously, actually, aren't you?
I think it's a supermodel.
It's a supermodel. Let's have a look, see whether she's right. Yes, of course. Wow, look at that. Wow. That's some thighs Naomi's got. OK, number three, 2 for 2. Animal or supermodel?
That's an animal.
It is a dolphin. Oh, that's the supermodel of the sumo. Finally, 3 for 3. Animal or supermodel? Ava Herzegovina.
It's an animal.
You sure? Final answer?
Yeah. Yes.
Want to phone a friend?
Animal.
Animal, she's saying. Let's see whether Ava Herzegovina is right. You're rubbish.
Felt it.
Look at that. Sir David's back there. He's going, yeah, beating her. But you got 3 out of 4. Ladies and gentlemen, Ava Herzegovina. Thank you, lovely Ava. The fabulous Miss Ava Herzegovina. Thank you, Ava. That looks spectacular. Thank you. Take care. Ava Herzegovina, ladies and gentlemen. The beautiful Ava Herzegovina. OK. Let's see whether or not I'm going to go outside and ask Will on our security out there whether... Is there any news of our guest yet, Will?
Still no sign.
Still no sign. We're hoping that he turns up in time for the end of the show. Actually, you know, it's quite interesting. I see a little behind-the-scenes thing at the BBC there. You see those guys there? They're tightening Anne Robinson's face before... Yeah. Only another 5 metres to go, guys. OK, well, Will, keep us posted. When he turns up, if you're watching time, please shout, get my attention and bring him straight in, will you?
Will
OK,
do.
thank you, Will. Back with Will in a minute. Shall we get my next guest out, ladies and gentlemen? Right up. Peter, do you want to come back? Do you want to play the game that we're doing out here?
Yeah, definitely. What are you going to do for me, though? What is it? What's it going to be? It's going
Let's
to be
do-
animal or...
We'll do animal or Aussie.
OK. That's
We do
good.
that? OK, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. Peter Andre. Mr. Peter Andre. Wow, look, you're all streamed on, man. You're a great show. There he is, Peter Andre. Take your place there. Mr. Peter Andre. Peter Andre, Peter, we're going to chat in a minute, but let's get
Yes.
this game. I
Let's
want to see
do
how
it.
you do.
I like
Here's your
it.
first one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I want to find out whether it's animal or Aussie. OK?
All right.
Here we go. Peter
right.
Andre.
Yeah. Could be an Aussie animal. I reckon it's an animal.
You reckon it's an
I
animal?
think, yeah.
OK, let's have a
Although
look.
there's
See-
some Aussies... Anyway, carry on. Completely me.
Could be his old tucker bag.
Yeah. No, I reckon animal.
OK. Do you think he's right, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think he's an animal? OK, let's see if Peter Andre's correct.
Oh, yeah. I told you it's an Aussie animal.
So it's an animal. Well done, 1 for 1. Peter Andre, here's number 2. Australian or animal?
OK, well, that's definitely a human, but I'm just an Aussie, sorry. You reckon, Aussie?
You want to guess which Aussie?
No. I'm not guessing.
Someone from Neighbours.
Someone from Neighbours,
Okay,
maybe.
Let's have a look, see whether he's right. Is Peter Andre right in saying it's an Australian? Damn it,
Oh, yes.
2 for 2. Peter Andre, Aussie or animal?
Oh. Hang on a
quite-
second. Hang on. I reckon it's an Aussie. I don't
go-
reckon it's an animal. I reckon it's an Aussie.
You're going to go Aussie?
I'm going to
Aussie.
go Oz, yeah.
Let's have a look. Yes. Although, Peter, after a couple of drinks,
I know exactly. Yeah.
you average Australian.
Yeah, well.
OK, oh, no, that's OK. So,
Oh, well.
Peter Andre, Aussie
I
or
should
animal?
listen to the audience.
Aussie or animal?
I did hear he's a bit of an animal. So I'm going to go...
Aussie?
well, what do you... Yeah, all right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
OK,
yeah,
saying Aussie,
Oz.
let's have a look. He's right. No, it's a camel. How stupid do you feel now? Peter Andre, ladies and gentlemen. And let's hear it for our gorgeous Dolly Dearless. Thank you, ladies. Peter, come over here. 2 out of 4. That's not so bad.
Not so bad, is it, really?
Peter Andre, ladies and gentlemen. Peter, grab yourself a seat there. Peter Andre. I'm so pleased you've come on the show. I'm really pleased.
Thank you very much. Very nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not just saying this, you've got a lot of fans out there. I hope you know that. I'm sure you know that. But you look great. Doesn't Peter look great? You look really, you've been getting, back in shape, I guess. And I know you've been through stuff recently, which we'll talk about,
Yeah.
but you must be feeling pretty positive.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first 2 or 3 months, I lost nearly, 2.5 stone. And that was stress. It was nothing but stress.
Stress
But,
and pain, I guess, is you're upset and you're in emotional pain.
yeah, I mean, it was a tough time. However, when I did lose it, I was actually thinking, this is great. Then I thought, now what do I do? So when I started getting my appetite back, I thought, now you've got to start to train. Because I'm one of these people, I don't believe in diets. I never have. I just think you eat what you want. but you have to exercise so that you can eat what you want.
That's
And
a
I'm
good
Greek,
approach to
we-
life. That's a sensible approach.
I love it. I love food. I love it.
Hey, congratulations, and I'm thrilled to be able to say this. Congratulations on the success of your album. Midweek, number 2.
I can't
Fabulous.
believe
You can't
it.
have imagined that you were going to do that.
Thank you so much.
Revelation is the album. Number 2. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, can I just say that the last time I had, forget a top 5, even a top 10, even a top 20 album, has only ever been once.
Was that
in
with the
UK.
Mystery Girl on it? Way
And
back
that was
when?
natural, and that was 13 years ago. So to have a top 5 album, I mean, it's unbelievable.
And the success of that is, you know, obviously people like the music, they're playing the tracks, but also at the same time, this is a very personal album for you. You know, you're talking about what's been going on in your life as much as anything else, aren't you? And I think people are responding to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit like a diary, I guess, in some ways. It's a bit like letters. There's certain songs that are like letters, but then there's other songs on there that are not at all about the personal life.
I like it when artists do share of themselves in that way. You know, like when you listen to albums by songs by people you love and admire over the years, often it's the ones that you know mean something to them that mean something to you. You know, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I think because I used to write songs that were very melody-based, not lyrical-based, and some of them, a lot of them were quite disposable, and that's, you know, that's understandable. But the thing is then you start writing lyrical stuff that's personal, and people may just be slightly more interested, hopefully, you know, to listen to it.
Let me ask then, is this, obviously, you're going through, you're almost divorced now from Katie. And the single at the moment, Behind Closed Doors, that's kind of about you and her.
No, Behind Closed Doors was actually... I mean, yes, it does focus loosely on us, but it's a more general song. It's like saying that everyone lives behind some sort of facade. Even if you love your job, you come here, you work. There's days you don't want to come to work, but you still got to put on the persona, you still got to put on the charm. So, you know, you still have to do it. And basically, we all live in some way behind some sort of facade, and it was about that.
It's a great feeling, isn't it, to be back in that success in that area. Well, it feels to me as well like this is going to be a plateau upon which you build. This doesn't feel like it's just a one-hit thing. I do genuinely think that. Listening to the album, I think you've found a new direction for yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, I definitely think if this works, which, you know, thank God it's starting to, I think I know now what I have to do and which direction to keep going, so you don't wait years to do it again.
If I ask you questions that are too personal, just tell me. You don't have to feel personal, but obviously there's a great deal of fascination in your relationship, what went wrong, what was right in the first place in it, you know, and how you're going to do it, and how you're both going to move on. Because, can I be honest with you, when you came on the show before and you were with, well, Katie was still being called Jordan, but Katie Jordan, and I'm honest with you, I sometimes felt a bit sorry for you. And I know that you were comfortable, and I know sometimes it was partly you were kind of both projecting a certain image. But it did feel to me like there wasn't as much space for you in that relationship as there was for her. Would that be a fair assessment?
No, I don't want to say anything like that, because I think that's unfair, because it actually, you know, it was what it was, and it worked as it... Well, obviously it didn't eventually work, but it worked while we were together, so
because you were crazy in love with her, weren't you?
Of course I was. Of course I was. But I wouldn't want to put that blame on her. That's unfair. I wouldn't want to do that.
No, I wasn't trying to blame her, but I mean,
No.
I sensed that, OK, this is me looking outside, and I can't claim to have known you well, but I met you a few times. But it struck me that often you were the one doing the heavy lifting in the relationship. You were the one making the effort to keep it going, and she wasn't. Is that not fair?
I just can't blame it. I can't, because I think, well, if it was the case, then, you know, I obviously...
You went into it knowingly.
It's almost like you go and do something and you experience it, and then afterwards you go, well, you know, it shouldn't have been like this, or it shouldn't have been. It is what it is, and it lasts how it lasts. That's in anything you do in life. I believe everything happens for a reason. I don't believe anything is just coincidence.
I don't know whether I would agree with you that things happen in a way that you can't change them happening. You know what I mean? I mean, if you wanted to change things, perhaps you could, perhaps you couldn't, but, you know, it's not like, oh, this has to go a certain way. And if what I've been reading in the papers is true, which is, of course, hugely unlikely in the United Kingdom, but if there's truth in it, people have been saying that Katie has been trying to get back together with you. She's been asking you to get back together. Is that true?
No.
So she didn't say, I still love you, Pete, which was on one of the newspapers at the weekend?
Yes, she did.
Which is it's a nice thing to hear someone say, especially if you're going through a difficult time. Do you regret being as open to the media in your relationship as you were via the TV show and also just letting people know what was going on always? And I mean, it's a bit of a circus anyway because of the interest. But
yes, but I blame myself for that, and as much as I'm sure she would blame herself, because you allow these things to happen. You can't regret things unless you... The only time to regret something is if something's done on the spur of the moment accidentally. You might regret it. But if you're living your life a certain way, I don't think it's right to regret it because you actually thought it was right at the time to do it in the first place. I mean, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's what I think. You know, I'm also a long-term thinker. I'm not a just for the moment thinker too. That's another thing about me. Is like I go on about... Some people say, oh man, you go on about the kids. But the truth is, I'm from a massive family. My mum and dad have been together 54 years.
Yeah. Wow, that's
yeah,
quite
they've been
something.
married 54 years, and it's incredible. And we're a big family. So for us, you know, we listen to our parents. They brought us up, I believe, in a very good way. So when my dad says to me, son, think about what it's going to be like in a few years. When you look back on it, what you say now might benefit you now, but it's not going to benefit you in 5 or 6 years. And you have to think like that. And I think he's right.
Hey, well, one thing that's been, once again, I've read, and I don't know if this is true, is you saying that come the day or come a little period further on, you're going to come out and say what really happened. Why you split up? But this is what all the papers are saying right now. They're saying, Peter's saying, have you seen that? Have you seen these quotes this week? They're saying, I'm going to say what really happened. It's going to blow you away. You won't believe it's a bombshell.
No, because I always said, I hope I never have to say a word.
Which I deeply respect.
Yeah,
That's why I
mean,
surprised.
obviously, I'm a human and I stumble. And sometimes someone says, if I get thrown things at me, I'll retaliate sometimes. And maybe I shouldn't. Maybe there's a couple of times I've slipped up here. But I've never, ever explained the reason. And I don't want to. And I hope I never have to. It's like almost someone has to put a gun, you know, to my head for me to have to say something. I hope the circumstance never... I hope it never comes to that.
Before we move on for this, we're going to move on for this now. One thing is, do you think you will ever get back together?
Sorry.
We're not still playing the quiz.
Sorry, hang on a second. Is this animal or Aussie? No. Are you serious?
In a way, here's the thing.
No, it will never... mate, honestly, it will never happen. I'm telling you now. It will never happen. But I will always, always love her as the mother of my children, and I will never hate her. I will never hate her. You know, and that's important, but definitely not.
That's a very sane response, and I wish you the very best with whatever happens, however it pans out. Here's the thing, this is weird. You've got this album at the moment doing great, and also you've taken on this new job, which... Is this why you're saying that you'd like to become the new Trevor McDonald?
No, I didn't. What I said is, have you ever seen the movie Anchorman? With Will
of course,
Ferrell?
I love Anchorman.
I'd love to be Ron Burgundy. No, to me, I'm loving this new job. I love TV.
Yeah.
I'm a rookie. I know I'm a rookie at the game, so I'm not expecting, you know, all of a sudden to be getting the top jobs. But next week, I get to interview Shakira as my first person I'm interviewing.
That'll be exciting.
So I'm doing my research. I'm in as good a place as I could be right now. Career-wise, kids-wise, perfect. Personal-wise, getting there.
You know what? It's a joy having you here. I'm thrilled you're on. I'm so pleased that you're back on top with the music. So I know that's always been your love.
Mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Peter Andre.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for taking it.
Peter Andre, ladies and gentlemen. OK, well, I'm so sorry. We've obviously had a packed show, but we've heard that our guest didn't make it. I don't think he's made it. I'm going to go outside and see. Will, he's not made it? He didn't make it in time? OK, I'm sorry. OK, because, you know, we have a schedule. We have to get out of the studio, bring the camera back in, and maybe we'll maybe get him on another week if we can. Because, hold on. Hey, hold on. Will, that's in there. That's Eddie Izzard, right there. Eddie, we've been waiting for you. How long have you been there?
It's been an hour.
You've been out there for the whole hour. Well, Will, we've been waiting for Eddie. Well, will you mind coming in now? We can still squeeze in a few minutes. I'm afraid, I hate to say this, but you're going to have to run. So if you come... There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Our incredible marathon hero, Mr. Eddie Izzard, is running into the studio as we speak. He's been running and running and running. Eddie Izzard, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah! Eddie, wow, I can't believe you're still going. Eddie Izzard, wow, counts it down. Look at this, he's still got energy. That's it. OK, well...
It's such an easy thing to do.
It's so great to have you here, and I'm so amazed and impressed at what you've achieved. Let's just explain to people, if they're not fully up to speed, is it 43 marathons you've done?
43 marathons.
43 marathons in 51 days. That's just if I could do the maths, I'd out the miles, but that's a lot of miles.
It's over 1,100.
Wow. And this is for sport relief, of course.
Sport relief.
And you're going with health. You've obviously been outdoors the whole time, so you've got
I ran here from Piccadilly Circus.
Do you run... What, you just can't stop running now?
No, I actually can't. I'm not allowed to stop running.
Really?
Otherwise, the body goes... and because you've run too much, so you actually have to. I'm just going to have to keep doing 2 marathons a week.
For real? This is serious. You have to do 2...
I was doing 6 a week for 7.5 weeks. So
how long before you can start easing off the whole 2 marathon a week thing?
No, I think I might as well keep it going because we think we were designed to hunt, run and hunt. You know, for 3 million years we've been developing, and we're not designed for cake and PlayStation and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but isn't it great?
I know, but then we all tend to become balloon people, and
like the people in the movie WALL-E, when they're on the spaceship, they're all just wobbling around.
Exactly.
So you won, but you're not looking, and don't take this the wrong way, you're not looking skinny.
No, because you actually build up muscle, you actually get heavier, and the body holds on to certain things, saying, "Hey, what's going on with this?" And my brain had to tell my body I was still going to keep going. So
but you're toned up now. You're as fit as you've ever been, I guess.
Yeah, I think I am.
Do you feel? Did you feel like was it giving you a buzz to running? Do you get kind of adrenaline charge, or does
I hated the running. I like the stopping. Stopping is excellent. Stopping is brilliant, and I would use any excuse to stop because I wasn't doing very fast times. I'd meet people, go, "Hi, how are you?" And they go, "I don't know who you are." I'm stopping. I'm running. and I met someone who had a castle. I went and saw the castle. So any excuse to stop.
So as long as you did the 26 miles or so a day.
26.2 a day. Yeah.
Okay, and then were you allowed to walk any of this? Did you have to keep?
No,
running?
it was running, walking, crawling,
whatever
staggering,
you needed.
whatever it was necessary to get through it. Some of them were just extremely hard.
How many days into this extraordinary experience before you thought, OK, I don't want to do this anymore? Did you hit a wall like that?
No, you can never think that. If I actually thought I can't face this anymore, then it would stop immediately. You know, because it's too much, it's too heavy. It's 26.2 miles a day, you know? So, because people do... I did 2 in 2 days. When I first did 2 in 2 days, I thought, 2 in 2 days!
Yeah.
2 in 2... Because people do 1, they go, oh. And I did 2 in 2 days. And then I did 3 in 3, and I did 4 in 4. Yeah. And then I was up around over 15. No one would believe me. I was in North Wales, and I said, I've done 20 or 19 marathons. And people go, all right. No, I really have.
And this is going to be shown for Sport Relief, of course.
Next March,
OK. Yeah. And people have been sponsoring you. Can they carry on sponsoring you?
They can. Go to sportrelief.com, eddyizzard.com, and they can sponsor there.
Well, and that's all for Sport Relief, of course. And please don't take this the wrong way, but of all the people I've met via comedy in this United Kingdom, I wouldn't have thought Eddie Izzard would be the one to go out and run multiple marathons. You just didn't see the type. You
didn't see me going to do gigs in French either, did you?
No. Matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, I've always had a very low opinion of you. Until now.
No, but which comedian, when you come to think of it, which comedians would you see to do 43 marathons?
I don't know.
Give me that short list.
Yeah, lean, tall ones.
Right.
Alistair McGowan. But you've beaten David Williams now. Everyone's forgotten about that fool just swimming. What was it? It was just a pleasant day by the beach. You've run thousands of marathons. You're a hero. They must make a statue of you.
David swam 25 times across the channel. No, he did a great thing because he went out there and he just went straight off and did it before anyone else had done it. So he led the way.
How do you top this in your life? Do you think now maybe you've reached a point where, I mean, an incredible achievement, a remarkable achievement, something you probably didn't think was on the cards for you ever? Who would? What do you do? Do you worry about that?
Well, I'm building a rocket out of matchsticks to go to Mars with. And that might work, I don't know. I don't know, I don't really have... Once you finish the thing, you don't plan to do anything. You just plan to sort of try and stop. But no, I don't know. I don't know what's next.
Off on holiday?
Yeah.
OK, where are you going?
Can't tell you.
Why not?
I don't know, I don't want everyone to come.
You're popular, but you're not that popular.
I know. I don't want 3 people to come. I don't want just 3 people standing outside the door. Oh, we heard with the 3 people.
You go, you have a great holiday, and I'm so filled with admiration for what you've achieved. It's remarkable.
Thank you. 3 people.
Great to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Mr. Eddie Izzard. What a treat. Thanks to all my guests tonight, of course, Sir David Attenborough, Ava Herzegovina, Peter Andre, and Mr. Eddie Izzard. Welcome to Friday Night with me, Jonathan Ross.
Welcome to Alan Carr, China!
Oh, Jesus.
No, I've just been messed.
Oh.
Don't patronise me, Alicia.